Moondance, and this song actually, I first heard it in a Broadway musical that my mom took me to,
Mhm.
which is really disturbing because it was all about like sex, and I was 9 years old, so I always thought Moondance was a sex song. Um, it's not. It might be. I mean, he says make love a whole bunch, so yeah.
Love is a weapon, God is an
All
animal.
right,
Hey, we're back.
we're here again, back
Here again.
again.
There and back again. Back in business again. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So today's album review is Moondance by Van Morrison.
Yeah, a bit of a
And
classic album review today.
a classic album review. Absolutely. This is so I guess I'll do my brief introduction with Van Morrison. I won't make it long, but all I knew of Van Morrison was honestly Moondance and Brown Eyed Girl, the song.
Classic. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know. This guy's super talented. Like what? He's amazing. This is just a phenomenal album. And when you recommended it to me, I said, I think we should review this. And it's perfect, dude. I don't know there's other things I could say about it, but you know more about it. You can go right ahead and
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm not a Van Morrison connoisseur or anything. The guy's released like 50 albums.
Oh yeah.
Those guys. Yeah, I cannot claim to have heard all of them. But Moondance is like, and I could be wrong. Again, I haven't heard all the albums, but Moondance is like the one you get into. That's like the album to get people into Van Morrison. And that's the one I heard like first. And it's just because it's like immediate, it's catchy, but like the more you dig deep into it, the more you realize how brilliant and well constructed the songs are.
Mhm.
And it makes you realize, oh wow, if this is his pop album, how crazy are his other albums? I was like you for a long time. All I knew was Brown Eyed Girl, Gloria by them. You probably know that one too. Gloria.
That's him?
You know? Yeah, that's him too.
Oh, I didn't. I know that song. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
but it
yeah.
makes sense
So,
because it's the same
yeah,
kind of voice.
And I knew Moondance, and this song actually, I first heard it in a Broadway musical that my mom took me to,
Mhm.
which is really disturbing because it was all about like sex, and I was 9 years old, so I always thought Moondance was a sex song. It's not. It might be. I mean, he says make love a whole bunch, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I first heard it, he sounds like a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah singer. I don't know what it is. There's a quality to it, like Moondance. Just it sounds like a bat mitzvah tape. I don't know what it is, or like wedding singer. Like I don't know. He has a very wedding singer quality to him. I've always associated like just an event singer, basically. Um, you know what I mean? But he's really and it's weird because he's actually Irish. Like he's from Northern Ireland. But
Yeah,
you
he's
can't
Irish. A
hear
lot
that.
of no, it's weird because he's like a lot of his influences are like soul and jazz and folk. Like he sounds like he's coming from like the South a little
York
bit,
or the
like,
South.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like he's very like he does not sound like he's from Ireland. But then a lot of if you dig in deep into his songs, a lot of his songs are about Ireland. Like he's like
It's true.
very patriotic.
Yeah.
And you'll even see in some of these songs, like some of it is about not all of them. Like this is probably his most American album, but yeah, it's crazy.
I should read more about that because I'm super interested in history, and
Yeah.
I'm reading.
I would say check out Astral Weeks. That's another album of his. Saint Dominic's Preview, Vita and Fleece. Those are all like very Irish, not sounding, but like
in terms of
all
their themes. Well, yeah, it's funny because I'm reading here like apparently Moondance showcase like Irish poetry, and it's really interesting to see because they're actually I think that there is between Celtic music and pop music there actually is quite a bit of crossover. They've always kind of influenced each other. American pop is taken from Celtic music is taken from like you could walk around, and I mean Celtic as in like Scotland and Ireland and just that area in general. You could hear someone playing like Pearl Jam in a pub in Scotland and think, where was this from? Scotland or America? Like what? This is so weird. But
Yeah.
you're right, it's more soul-like. So I guess we'll get into the track listing because this is what we always do, right? We gotta we don't have to dissect each track, but
No. This is an album in the sense that like it really is the sum of its parts. But yeah, let's do it.
that's how I describe it. It's an album that's greater than this, that is the sum of its parts. And It Stoned Me is, well, it's I just read briefly, it's about him, enjoying nature, basically.
Yeah. I had to
It
look that
sounds
up
like.
too. Like, yeah, I thought it was a stoner song for the longest time. Like,
Yeah.
but no, it's just about him like getting high on nature.
It's what it sounds like, really, when you hear it.
Yeah.
It's
the amazing thing about this song and most of the songs on here is he addresses spirituality and like poetics, but he does it in a way that like you wouldn't know. Like if you thought that was too much, and you don't have to interpret it that way.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's true. I mean, even Moondance is, it sounds like romance and love, but you can interpret it any way you really want. The funniest part of that is when he does the little, I don't know if he's like scatting or something. He's like
oh yeah. That's my favorite part about Van Morrison is almost every album he has a song where he just doesn't say words anymore, and he just like I have no idea if he's like speaking in tongues or but he's like a master. He's like a master at that. He does that all the time.
Yeah. Well, but Moondance is the first song I knew of Van Morrison, and it's phenomenal. It's probably my favorite song off the album, but it's a classic.
It is it is. It's overplayed,
jazz, folk,
overplayed
pop.
for a reason. When I first heard it, I thought it was a jazz singer. Like I didn't know.
Me too.
So I mean, he does. That's how good of a job he does. Because I really would never have known it was like the same guy who did Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah.
Like he sounds like a jazz singer. It's really well done.
He does do a lot of sha la la la. He does that in a song later.
Na na na.
That's it.
Yeah,
And there's
a lot of stuff.
Honestly, Crazy Love, Caravan, Into the Mystic. I can't pick out a hook.
Oh man, no.
But there's lots of hooks for sure.
No, come on, man.
Seriously? I know. I'm terrible. I'm bad.
No, I mean maybe Crazy Love and Caravan, fine.
But Into the Mystic,
right.
I picked up some hooks from Into the Mystic.
Okay, because like Into the Mystic is like my favorite Van.
No, actually,
only one of my favorite Van Morrison songs. Like one of my favorite songs. Period. Like
I'm gonna backtrack.
So good.
I'm gonna backtrack there. Into the Mystic I put as one of my top few songs. It was Crazy Love and Caravan that kind of blended into one another, and I couldn't.
That's fair. Crazy Love is like 2 minutes. It's really short.
Yeah,
and it's just a love song, but it's it's kind of a song people play at weddings. Sometimes I don't know. That's what I read. I've never heard it at a wedding. And Caravan's just about the radio.
Yeah.
It's just about like driving away somewhere and listening to the radio.
Yeah.
And if you ever had the time, you ever heard of The Last Waltz with the band?
Yeah, I think I've heard it.
Yeah, it's like a concert film. He does that song and it's hilarious. Like he's like woefully out of shape at that point and his like hair is thinning and like he like trips over the microphone at one point and he's just like, I don't care. And he like, but he still like steals the whole show. It's so good.
Oh, I have to see this.
Go check that out. It's amazing. It's one of the best live performances I've ever seen.
I love live performances, so I gotta see this.
Anyway, sorry to backtrack on that, but Into
the
Mystic is wonderful. I have no idea what it's about to this day. And I also like that I don't. It's mysterious. I think it's about taking a journey. There's like something lonely about it, but also like calm and comfortable.
I got that sense from it too. It's just into something, into the mystic, into the unknown.
Yeah, it's into the exactly. Yeah. It's like
I got that for sure. Accepting fate.
It's such a good song. Like,
I know. It makes me want to listen to it again. I think, even I'm reviewing it now, I'm going to be listening to it like it feels like the coming of fall too. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because summer's almost
fall
over.
about it.
It's very fall sensibility.
Yeah, a writer. I'm not taking credit for this because I didn't go into this, but a writer I read was like, this song is like a long weekend in August, just before like the fall is about to happen.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it
It's
sounds
so
like.
true though. It's so true. I keep thinking of this feels like an August long weekend. It really
Yeah, it's
does.
like you're sitting in a like next to a lake with your buddies, just drinking like a glass of wine or something. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, I'm ready to let summer go and move on, you know, and it's been fun. And
Yeah, it's a one hurrah before.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then we've got Come Running and These Dreams of You, which are great. I love those two as well. But again, the hooks, okay, this is bad, but the hooks for me don't start until everyone is for me the most recognizable. I've definitely heard it in like a Wes Anderson song.
It was at the end of Royal Tenenbaums.
That's what it was in. Okay, now I remember. I now I remember, and I love everyone. It's I love everyone.
I love everyone. Everyone's a great song.
Everyone.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's a different time signature too. Like,
yeah, it is. I didn't realize that.
I think it's 12/8. It might be too much. Yeah, 12/8. 12/8.
So that's what makes it kind of tricky to follow.
Yeah, it's
changing
catchy
in time
and
signatures.
poppy,
It's catchy and
for
sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you with Brand New Day. That's the one that kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. I would say if that's the one song on the album, like if I would get rid of it, would be that one. It would be that one. Not that it's bad. It's like we were saying before we started this. It's like the last 4 or 5 songs, maybe not as good as the first half, but still amazing. Like just like it's not bad. No song is bad on this, but
no, exactly.
Yeah. Come Running is really catchy. I think it's pretty
I like Come Running. Yeah.
Come running to me. Hey, come.
Yeah, that's how it sounds. Now remembering it.
And These Dreams of You, I have to point out, I didn't know the meaning until I looked this up before going on to this review. But is oddly about a dream Van Morrison had in which Ray Charles was assassinated. That's what this song is about.
It's pretty dark.
Doesn't sound like it though. It
doesn't sound. Yeah, I would not have guessed.
No.
Oh, and the Canada part. That's what I liked about the song. I remember that was memorable. I was like, yeah, Canada.
Love in Canada gets mentioned in this song. It's like always like Joni Mitchell. That's about it. But
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's Joni Mitchell, right? So
yeah, Glad Tidings is honestly, it was only after we started listening to this that I really caught onto that one. I like that one a lot.
It's the one he's like,
na 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 na. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, I love that part. I kept rewinding it to get back to that part because the rest of it just kind of like goes quickly off. But like that part of Glad Tidings, I really like. You know, again, like it's just one of the first albums I can't tear into any of the songs. Songs I don't have anything to say about them. It's just they're so phenomenal. And I guess if I give this album a rating, I give it a 10 on 10. I don't think and pretty much everyone else gives it a 10 on 10. And you're going through like pop.
Honestly,
9 on 10.
I know it's one of those like
phenomenal.
I hate to say this, but it's one of those like boomer albums.
Boomer albums.
Boomer albums where you're like told that this is a classic and you need to like it.
Yeah,
like, it's not always the case. Like some albums I'm like, no, it's not my favorite. That's not like you know, I wouldn't. That just doesn't speak to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm a millennial, but this I'm like, okay, no. I could see how this is a boomer album, but it's
the boomers
so
were right
good.
on this one.
Yeah,
boomers
right
were on the money. They knew what they were doing.
But yeah, don't feel bad about not like getting Van right away or whatever. His stuff is just like it's. This is the best one because it's like catchy and you're like, okay, I know this is catchy, but I can't figure out why. And it's only like, you have to listen to like 50 times. Like there's another album that is called Astral Weeks. You look it up, it's another one where boomers are like, oh yeah, this is like the greatest album of all time. It took me 10 years to get that album. I was like, I don't know why. Why is this good? I get why it's good, I think, but anyway. So
I know. I think it's not. It's. I say that it's a grower, but in a good way. You know it's good, but you're like, wait a second, I got to listen to this. It kind of reminds me of like progressive rock, where it's like you don't get it the first time. It's like The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Like I've heard that album a few times, like quite a few times now, and like there's still parts of it that I didn't know. I was like, oh, I don't remember that riff. I don't remember that part where Peter Gabriel just starts screaming. I don't remember,
Yeah.
it's super layered and but also just super influential. I mean, when you hear Moondance, you're like, I've heard this in almost like every popular artist ever since. Just the folk, the soul, influential to Crosby, Stills, Nash Young, James Taylor, Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah, you can hear it in Bruce Springsteen. Elvis Costello. You can hear it.
Yeah,
probably U2 also.
For sure.
They just weren't as subtle as Van was. But I don't know. I give this a 10 on 10. Yeah.
Yep.
100%. I don't even know which tracks I would recommend. Into the Mystic is my favorite, but
just the whole thing.
Great.
I think for me, if I tell someone, I'm like, you want to get right into it, start with Everyone. Maybe you can't not like them, but they're all so good. I mean, or Moondance, obviously, with like Everyone is just.
It's a crazy album, and it's even to end on a weird note. If you have a look up interviews of Van Morrison, he is the most crotchety man.
Oh
yeah. And it's so funny. He's like that. You think he would be like this mellow guy, but no, he's not. And his voice just comes. I don't know. He has a voice that must come from another planet because, like,
it is kind of.
I don't know how this person possesses this voice. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
His voice is very divorced from him as like a person. Again, like when I see him, he just looks like this like grandpa, like crooning.
I know, and yet he has his voice. He has his voice that's like, I mean, I was mentioning Ray Charles, but he's like, I don't want to commit sacrilege, but like his voice is that good. It's like that, like it hits on another like plane. I don't even know.
I don't even know
and
either.
Like, sometimes it's not even technically that good. Like he'll do it on purpose and it works. And I don't know.
His style really, really works for him. I know. I used to find his voice kind of shrill too.
It's unique. It's just
but it's super unique. You can't deny how talented he is. He's incredible. So, all right. I think that sums it up. And we should try Astral Week sometime. That sounds like a good idea for review.
Oh yeah. That album is, oh boy. Yeah.
We'll leave that to another episode for you guys. And as always, leave a comment down below and give us a like, and we'll see you guys soon. Alrighty. Peace.